Welcome to another tutorial on Matlab. In this tutorial series, we are looking into the concept related to the basic scripting, which is the M scripting in Matlab environment. In the previous tutorial, we have seen how to debug a Matlab code. In this particular tutorial, we will be having a look into what is basically a control statement in Matlab environment. What is basically a control? So consider an example. We want to check whether a particular defined number is even or odd. Okay. So for this, suppose we want to design a flowchart, then how it will look like. So the first statement we should have in the flowchart is to get the number. Then we will check whether it is a even or not. So we will do an even check. And if it is not even, then it is definitely odd. So we will have two paths over here. First is the yes path, which is the positive output that it is even. So the number is even. So we will just print it is an even number. And if the number is odd, which is a response no, then in that case, we will be printing it as odd number. Okay, let's implement this in Matlab. So let's clear everything and then clear the variables that we have already. Now we can close this and now we can create a new script. So we will deal with script now and we can save it as a control statement. So the first thing we need to receive an input. So receive an input number. So how we will receive it? Suppose the variable where we want to store it is X, then you can do it with the help of input command, input, and you need to tell the user that you want some input. Otherwise, he will not be able to know. So please enter a number. We can type okay. Then with the help of this, it will just tell the user that it is getting a number. Then we need to check, next statement is to check if it is even or odd. So check for even or odd. So how we can do that? We will be using an if statement. Then we will check the divisibility for the number. So what we can use a function called mod, and there we will pass the variable and with mod 2 whether we are getting 0 or not, that we need to check, and we will just end the statement. So this is the conditional statement that we have. Inside that we will be displaying to that it is even or odd. So you can use display command. DISP, and here you can mention number is even. Next, suppose it is not satisfied, then else you need to display number is odd. And this is the command lines which we will be doing executing. So let's save this and Let's put a debugger also so that it will be easy for us to analyze. We can see like how the statements are getting executed. So I'm not keeping a debugger on the line 2 because there we need to execute it first to receive some number. So I'll just click on the play button. So here you are getting the command that please enter a number. So suppose I want to enter 10 in this case, and I press enter, then this line got executed. And as we have defined x as a receiving variable, so here x receives the variable value 10, and the 10 is getting updated in the variable x. Now, suppose I want to analyze what this function does. So what I can do, I will just copy it, paste it in command window, press enter. So you can see 10 divisible, if you divide 10 with the number 2, the remainder will be 0, right? So that is the outcome it is giving. So the remainder is 0 over here. So mod helps in finding you the remainder. Now you can see there are two statements. First is the number is even, and the second is the number is odd, right? So if the if statement is true, because this is true now, right? So if I just evaluate this particular entire line now and right click, evaluate, then you are getting logical 1, which is true. So if I execute this line, then this will return 1, and if statement will understand that this variable is divisible by 2. That's why it will jump here and it will not go here because this is in the else part. So let's see it in the execution. So I stepped. So now the next line of code that it will execute is the display step. So you can see the number is odd getting printed. Okay. And you can see the statement that is mentioned here is being skipped. It is not even checked or not skipped here. Okay. So now the program will end if I step. So this is how the normal if statement executes, and you can correlate it to the chart that we seen, right? So first what we given a input variable, which I want to check whether it is a even or odd. Then we checked whether it is actually divisible by 2 or not by checking the remainder. If it is true, then the if statement get executed. So till now we have seen only the true part. Let's check whether the false part is working or not. So I will enter a number 11 and I execute, and then I step. So you can see this statement is being skipped now, and it is jumping to the else statement, and now it is executing the odd. So you can see the number is odd, and you are ending the program. So this is a basic control statement. So we got a number. Then what we did check whether it is a even or odd. If it is even, then we mention it as a even number. If it is odd, which is the false outcome of the if statement, then it will be odd, and at that moment you are printing as it is a odd number. Now let's convert it to a nested if statement. So here what will happen, I'm getting the same number, so you'll get the same number. Then you will check whether it is even or odd. Okay, even check. If it is even, then you will print the number even, and you will print the number odd if it is not even. This is no, this is yes. And once this is done, you will further check whether it is zero or it is not zero, because there could be a possibility that the number could be a zero. So if it is yes, then you need to print it is zero, or you will end the program. So how you will get the output? If it is an even number, then even will be printed. And if it is zero along with being even, then zero will also be printed. And this will be inside the first if statement. So let's see like how this can be implemented. So we already have half of the program being written. So what we can do here, we will add one more statement in the if again x equal to 0, then display number is 0 and d. And so here you can see for every if statement, there is a end statement. If you just click on the if statement, you will get the corresponding end statement. And if you click here, this is one more if statement, and here you are getting another end, right? And whenever the first if statement get executed, then it is checked whether it is true or false, and then you will check the second if statement. If the first if statement is not satisfied itself, then the second check will not happen as per the flow that we have mentioned. Here you can see that one if statement is enclosing another if statement. So this is basically a nested if. So let's see how the program executes. So now I will just run. So it is asking me a number. Now suppose I given 10, then you can see it got stopped here. And as we already know, the first if statement will be true, right? So the display command will execute for the even number. Then the second 0 part is being checked, and we know that it is false. Then it will jump directly to the end, right? So, and it will close the program. Now let's run the program with 0 as the input. So we give 0 as the input. Now the first statement will be true because remainder will be 0, right? So the even number is being printed. Now this statement will be true again because we entered 0 in this case, and it will execute this 0 number command. Here you can get the output. The number is even and the number is 0, and then you will exit. So here you can see either if or else statement is getting executed. Along with that, if the first if statement is getting executed, then second if statement, which is present inside the first if statement, is also checked. So that is how you can have a nested if statement, and you can implement a nested if statement, which includes basically a condition within a condition. Okay, so let's quit the debugging mode. The same implementation can be done with the help of if else statement. So let's see that. So what we can do here, instead of double if statement, we will just remove this and we will have it like else if statement. So here you can have like the first if statement. If it is not satisfied, then it will check the second if statement. And here, if this is satisfied, then it will print this. Okay. So let's save this code and run it. So suppose I want to enter 0 again, then in that case, you can see the first if statement is true. Okay. And then it jumped out. It didn't check the second if else statement or else if statement, right? So this you need to consider while designing any conditional statement, specifically when you are dealing with if else. So this is how nested if statement works. And if you want to execute one, then in that case, like if you want to execute a specific code, then in that case you need to have it as end. So specific if statement you need to have, then only it will execute. Otherwise, if the first if statement gets satisfied, then it will not check else if statement, and there you may get issue in the program. So this is all about the if statement and if else statement or else if statement. And you can also do here also the addition of the if statement. So suppose if I want to check whether the number is a prime number or not, then you can mention is prime over here. Then it will check whether the number is prime or not. So let's enter 11 and check whether it is a prime number or not. Or 13. We will check with 13. So first condition not met. These two statements got skipped. These two statements, and then we are jumping inside this else statement, and we know it is an odd number. Now it will check whether it is a prime or not. So it is a prime number, so it will print prime. So we need to stop. Maybe you need to number is a prime number. Okay, so save this code and we can run it, and then I'm entering 13 again. You can see it is printing the odd number, then also it is printing it is a prime number, and ends the program. So basically what is the basic understanding you should get from here is you can use the if statement if you want to execute a defined line of code. Like here display is being controlled. Basically we are controlling what to display, right? So we're controlling multiple statements with the help of the if statement. So if the condition is true, then only the statement gets executed. If the statement is false, then the statement is not getting executed. So when you write any code and want to test the same code, like here, we can test the code like giving different numbers. So based on that, you will have multiple code coverages, right? So either you will have full statement coverage or full condition coverage. So those things we will have it in a different tutorial series, like how to test a particular code. So that is coming up next. And yeah, so this is all about like how you can do test or how you can implement a if statement in MATLAB environment. So basically, if you consider the control statement in MATLAB environment, then in that case, you will have two types of statement. One is the if statement and another is the switch statement. In the coming tutorial, we will be having a look into the switch statement, and we will also see the difference between a switch and a if statement, where we should use it and where we should not use it. So in case you are liking the channel, please consider subscribing. In case you have any comment or query, please let us know in the comment section. We will be more than happy to clarify your doubts. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.